I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all. Clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I've legit...
Stephen A. Smith has recently raised questions about Floyd Mayweather's claim that he purchased 62 buildings for around $42 million. According to some reports, Mayweather may not fully own these properties and might only hold partial stakes in them. This has led Stephen to wonder whether the boxing legend may have exaggerated the value of his real estate portfolio. The discussion comes at a time when rumors about financial troubles and a possible $42 million scam have been circulating, making people question if the claims were meant to maintain his public image.
My lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Stephen A. Smith has frequently spoken highly of Floyd Mayweather and his legendary boxing career. He often emphasizes how Mayweather managed to remain on top of the sport for so many years. Smith credits Floyd's strict discipline, exceptional defensive skills, and perfect professional record as clear signs of his greatness in the ring. In Stephen's view, Mayweather was more than just a powerful fighter. He was a master strategist who focused on controlling every moment of the fight and minimizing mistakes. Because of this approach, Floyd earned admiration from both boxing fans and analysts around the world.
Was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much. Yeah. And literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
However, the admiration began to shift when Floyd Mayweather moved into a different stage of his career by taking part in exhibition bouts. After officially retiring from professional boxing, he returned to the ring in matches that many people felt were more about earning money than building his legacy. A good example is his exhibition fight with Logan Paul. Stephen A. Smith did not hide his disappointment, arguing that the matchup lacked real competitive significance. Logan Paul, who started as a YouTuber before trying boxing, was never viewed as a serious opponent for a fighter of Mayweather's level. For a champion who once ruled the sport, accepting that kind of fight made it seem less about proving greatness and more about securing another payday.
If not the greatest boxer in history, he's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
Stephen A. Smith didn't limit his criticism to the Logan Paul exhibition. In different interviews, he also questioned Mayweather's overall direction with these exhibition matches. Smith admitted that the fight with Conor McGregor was understandable because McGregor already had a strong background in combat sports. But beyond that point, he felt the matchups started to lose their purpose. Facing opponents who aren't on the same competitive level, mainly for financial gain, can slowly damage the legacy Mayweather spent decades creating. In Smith's opinion, it began to look like Floyd was prioritizing big paychecks over preserving his historic reputation in boxing. To him, it seemed the focus had shifted from legacy to profit.
What I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC.
This point became even more obvious during a direct interview. Stephen A. Smith asked Mayweather a very straightforward question. What holds more value for him, his legacy or his earnings? It was the kind of question that required serious thought. However, Mayweather's response kept circling back to the financial side of things. He spoke about his business mindset and the massive amounts of money he has made throughout his career. For Smith and many viewers, the conversation created the impression that financial success was taking priority over the long-term respect that usually comes with a legendary legacy.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't going to say more than money. We know better. We're not going to say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them. But for my
This money-driven image has also influenced how younger athletes see the sport today. Stephen A. Smith believes many rising fighters are no longer inspired by Floyd Mayweather's technical brilliance, his footwork, defense, or high-level ring intelligence. Instead, they tend to focus on the wealth, the spectacle, and the larger-than-life persona that surrounds him. Smith argues that this shift can be harmful for boxing. When the spotlight moves away from skill and dedication and centers mostly on financial success, it sends the message that money matters more than mastering the craft. In his view, that mindset could slowly weaken the values that once defined Mayweather's greatness in the ring.
It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to. What they're paying attention to instead is the $1 billion plus Mayweather has earned in his career. How box office he made himself. How he's been his own boss, answerable to no commissioner, no owner, no GMs, and barely even the fans for the last decade in achieving unprecedented wealth, fame, and control of his own name, his own brand. And how despite strenuous efforts by so many to bring him down, they simply weren't able to do it. You want to see an athlete drool? The idolized displaying deference and respect?
This shift in priorities became even more noticeable when Floyd Mayweather was asked why he chose to fight Logan Paul instead of facing a well-known boxer such as Tyson Fury. Mayweather's explanation was straightforward. Logan Paul had a massive social media following. The reasoning wasn't about skill level, competitive value, or building a stronger legacy. It was mainly about audience reach. For many observers, including Stephen A. Smith, that response highlighted how much Mayweather's focus had changed over time. It gave the impression that the motivation was no longer about proving himself against top competition, but rather about attracting attention and generating large paydays.
Fight Logan Paul.
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury.
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds.
There was a time when Floyd Mayweather stood as the highest paid athlete in the world, not only in boxing but across all major sports. That level of financial success brought him enormous recognition and respect. However, In recent times, reports and speculation about his finances have started to surface, placing his reputation under a microscope. The same fighter who was once known for careful planning, discipline, and control is now facing questions about the wealth he has often proudly talked about.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back.
For many years, Floyd Mayweather has been known for publicly displaying his wealth. One of the most talked about examples was his luxury watch reportedly worth around $1.8 million, a purchase that even surprised many celebrities. Along with that, he often showcased an extravagant lifestyle filled with rare cars, including Bugattis, as well as private jets and other luxury items. In the past, these displays were seen as symbols of his success. However, today some people are beginning to view those same moments with a more questioning and critical perspective.
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
That is sick, dude.
But
Wow.
you gotta show him what he's saying.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece. That's in the back.
One of one.
The money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one. $1.8 million.
I think it's a one of one. I love that.
Adding more controversy, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen revealed an unexpected side of the Mayweather versus McGregor fight. He claimed that the event's financial success wasn't as massive as it appeared, noting that many empty seats were filled with people to give the illusion of a full arena. Having covered the fight live, Sonnen criticized the way Mayweather's PR team created this misleading image. Even before earning the nickname Money Mayweather, Floyd faced serious financial challenges. Reports indicated he risked jail time over unpaid taxes and even had to borrow around $2 million just to cover part of his debt. Far from the story of a flawless financial genius, it painted a picture of a man struggling to stay afloat.
Well, from Eric being Rakim, we were at the Mondrian. Floyd Mayweather was there. He had some tax issues. He was about to go to jail, but that's before Money Mayweather. That's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Got you.
He was speaking to E. He needed a couple of $1 million to stay out of jail. I called my man Neil, who I was rocking with heavy. He owns Scunty, the hair accessory company. Everybody thought I was crazy. They said, "Yo, loan me $2 million. I want to sign Floyd." He flew out, loaned me the $2 million, and from there on, we were in the...
The figures tell a striking story. At one point, Floyd Mayweather was reportedly $22.2 million in debt to the IRS. For someone widely celebrated as the richest athlete on the planet, such a massive tax liability raises serious questions. It hints that his flashy lifestyle, so often showcased to fans, might have been more about appearances than actual financial security.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even rapper 50 Cent, who once had a close relationship with Mayweather, shared his perspective. In interviews, he revealed that Floyd spent lavishly on jewelry, gambling, and other luxuries, which eventually left him in a precarious financial situation. According to 50 Cent, Mayweather's decision to fight YouTubers wasn't purely about choice. It was driven by necessity. He needed the money, even if it meant putting his hard-earned legacy on the line.